notes of songs swing about. I wonder if anything floating in my head can be told in a significant way. Is it so hard to be chasing a light wave? Is it so wrong to keep sleeping? Wouldn't it be nice to have nothing to care for and no one to care for you? Singing, let's go in the garden. You'll find something waiting right there where you left it, lying upside down. When you finally find it, you'll see how it's faded. The underside is lighter when you turn it around. Everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily and nightly, in little ways when everything stays. Now that it ends, I feel nothing too different. The signature of a decade of joy. All that it stands for, I've already taken into my blueberry mind. I've no regrets of spending my best years wandering about in my bed, singing a song, hearing so many stories, many light years away from home. For all I can hear is you singing, let's go in the garden. You'll find something waiting right there where you left it, lying upside down. When you finally find it, you'll see how it's faded. The underside is lighter when you turn it around. Everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily and nightly, in little ways when everything stays. Go down to the ocean, the crystal tide is raising. The water's gotten higher as the shore washes out. Keep your eyes wide open for when the sun is blazing. The moon controls the tides, it could cause you to drown. Everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily and nightly, in little ways when everything stays ever so slightly, daily and nightly, in little ways when everything stays.
So Steven Universe Future has finally come to an end, and I feel like this would be a perfect opportunity for me to start talking about how some of these shows really inspired me as a person and also hopefully as a storyteller. When I first started watching Adventure Time, it was a year and a half ago when I first went to college. I started watching it really because I kind of ran out of shows to watch. It took me around half a year to finish the entirety of Adventure Time. And then after that, I knew about Rebecca Sugar and watched Steven Universe afterwards. or at least I finished what was available back at that point, which I think was up to Diamond Days. So that kind of sums up my entire experience of the first year of my college life, which is me just really sitting in my bed watching these shows over and over again and thinking to myself, why are these stories so captivating to me? In the case of Adventure Time, it was that I liked how when I first started watching it, it was very episodic, non-linear storytelling, kind of threw me off, that I really didn't know where to go. But then I definitely liked the show in terms of its style and how like its characters were designed. But there were so many things happening in different episodes that I kind of failed to see what the bigger picture was. Well, after a while of watching it, it really just spoke to me all of a sudden that, oh, having so many little simplistic, natural, smaller pieces of a story come together will have such a big influence in the general theme of Adventure Time and also the background of something so huge. And immediately I felt like this is what I have to do in my own stuff. Like I should stop trying so hard to express bigger ideas and try to really just make them simple, boil them down into something small, and then have multiple pieces of them come together to express one thing. And there's much more strength in that than just one single piece trying so hard to express something. And then continuing on to Steven Universe, it was a much more linear story than Adventure Time was. The story itself is definitely very intriguing to me because in many ways I am still a child, and every single children, in my opinion, really would like anything that's space themed. But the reason why I value Steven Universe so much is really because of the music, in terms of how it goes together with its storytelling. Rebecca Sugar is this storyteller and also this songwriter, and her way of embedding the two aspects together is that she has different characters designed around a specific theme, and then every time this character, something happens to them, this theme appears and then the song appears again. So in a way, like, if it feels like the song is written at the same time, if not before the story even came together, which is much of what I want to do. Having music, music not being like the subsequent thing that comes along with the story just for the sake of it. It can also be, lead a story or just come along with it at the same time, as demonstrated in Steven Universe, the movie and the future, and done so beautifully by Rebecca Sugar and her crew, of course. So that really gave me much inspiration of what I'm trying to work on right now. Which is why a big part of why I'm here right now, talking to you. Me choosing Everything Stays as a song to, represent or for me to pay tribute to both shows is really just because it is a song that connects both shows together the best, as in that it is a Marceline song and it is also part of the Spinell storyline in the movie. So it really just sums up the two shows really well, and that everything stays but it still changes. Coming out from the ending of Steven Universe kind of really just draws an end to the era of animation that is 2010s, but it really sums up everything that happened before in 2010s and lets us move on to the next decade, where things are going to probably be different, but then they're also going to be very similar. So again, everything stays but it still changes, and I feel like it is time for me to start putting some of my ideas out there and really just starting to express some of my own, what I want to talk about and what I want to tell. So I guess what's left to say is thanks to everyone who worked on Adventure Time and everyone who's worked on Steven Universe, and thank you, Rebecca Sugar, for this song. That's it for now. This has been Jex. Thank you very much and goodbye.